Hi there, I'm Lisa Bousson. I've been seeing, hearing, and feeling spirit since early childhood, and now work professionally as a psychic medium, author, speaker, and instructor. I'm an ordained spiritualist minister, an ordained metaphysical minister, and my passion is to teach and help others, like yourself, to learn about the world of spirit. Because of all the blessings I've received in my life, I truly believe that it is my duty and my honor, of course, to share the blessings with you. I've learned a lot about spiritual matters over the past 50 odd years, and this show is one of my opportunities to pay it forward. On the Lisa Bousson Show, you'll learn about spiritual and metaphysical topics, all message shows where I'll be doing free mini readings, and I'll also be hosting notable professionals in the fields of spirituality, metaphysics, alternative health and healing, and a lot more. Also, during the live shows, you're able to chat in or even ask the presenter, who would be myself, or the guest, a message from spirit or some guidance pertaining to your life. So I hope you're able to sit back and relax and enjoy the time with me today. I hope to inspire you, inform you, and help you to make the connection with those in spirit. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for attending the show with us today. I'm very excited. One of my longtime buddies and colleagues, Evidential medium Jack Mario, is with us today. So Jack today will be talking about his experiences with spirit, how he works with spirit, all those wonderful things. And if you're one of the lucky callers or one of the lucky people on the webinar or in the chat room, which is there on your right-hand side, Jack will be answering mini readings. He'll be doing mini readings, mini questions to those who are listening in. So Jack, everybody, is internationally known as an evidential medium based in Gilbert, Arizona. So he is known for his detailed accuracy and his grounded approach. Jack, I think this is why we get along so much, is because we're just real people. Mm-hmm. You know, we're just real people.
Definitely not off with the fairies.
Yeah, we just do weird things, right? But we're just normal, real people. Yeah, we don't get lofty. So Jack has a very wide range of clientele, from doctors to nurses to teachers, lawyers, and aerospace engineers, which is an odd one. Isn't that very cool? Yeah. So through his work, Jack has been featured on ABC, various radio shows, and has spoken at multiple Arizona colleges. He sees clients privately, yes, as well as travels around the country performing audience readings and connecting with as many spirit with their loved ones and reminding them of their own spirit connection. So without further ado, hi, Jack. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well. How about you, Lisa?
Yay. Everybody, when I get the show page together on my YouTube page, so everything will be edited, I'll have all Jack's contact information and whatnot on that as well. So not only will you have access to my information, but you'll especially have access to Jack's as well, which is more important than that. So yeah, I know. I know. It's so funny because I think we act like silly and egotistical and we're like, my God, so not. Anyways, we're just normal weirdos, just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Normal weirdos. So pardon me as I have to put on my goggles. My eyeballs are getting old, but whatever. Okay. So Jack, tell me, you know what? Give us your history. I've heard it a million times, but these people have not. So fill us in.
Well, I've been interacting with, or at least aware of, spirit world ever since I was a child. I didn't really think it was anything odd or different until I was about 6 or 7, when I was sitting on a floor in a class with friends. It was story time or explanation of whatever project we were going to do. And I was talking to my friend sitting next to me about the guy that was standing over in the corner. And at first he was saying like, he said I was lying at first. I was like, how are you not? What do you mean I'm lying? He's standing right there. And to that point, he's like, okay, well then if you actually believe this, then you're crazy. And so that's when I realized, so not everyone can see this stuff. And you'd think that would get me to shut up, especially because I even had teachers throughout elementary school and whatnot tell me, my 6th grade teacher told me that my beliefs were stupid and I needed to grow up. Yeah, never, not a way to talk to a child, but I didn't shut up about it. And when I was about 14, I started doing readings because I was at a lunch table not in class, at the lunch table, and my friends were like, well, what is it like? What do you mean you see this stuff? And I was like, well, it's like this. So the girl that was sitting in front of me to my left, I was like, well, it's like this. There's the guy right here, and this is his name, and his name is this, and or at least that's what he gives me. I don't know if it's his name or not, but that's what is his name. And then this guy over here is like this, this, and this, and it was their respective grandfathers, and he gave me his name because it was his first name, her middle name, named after him, and all this. So then, kids started talking, and they were like, I don't know how he knew that, but he did. So the other kids in school wanted to sit with me, and then that got their parents questioning, like, how does a 14, 15-year-old know this stuff? Because they'd go home and say, this, and this is what I was just told. And they're like, you shouldn't know that about your uncle. Who are you talking to?
Right.
So then the parents or grandparents or aunts or whoever wanted to talk to me. And I never thought of this as a career. I didn't even know this was a thing. Like, I knew Lisa Williams, John Ed. I wasn't that familiar with John Edward, but I knew that there were people out there, but I didn't know it was an actual thing that not anybody, but anybody who could do this work.
Right.
So that was the thing. And towards the end of high school, I was talking about going to college and what I was going to do there, and being unsure about what path to take in college. And multiple people were like, well, why aren't you even pursuing this? Like, you should be doing this as a career. And I was like, no, it's fine. So ended up 3 weeks out of high school, a girl from high school, her mom called me a couple weeks out of after graduation and says, my daughter said you do readings. I was looking to talk to somebody. Can I make an appointment? And I was like, oh, because she said you charge this much. And I was like,
what?
I was like, okay. So I booked her. She came a week later, and that was my first professional client.
Wow.
So yeah, that's the cliff notes. But then I went through college as well as working, multiple jobs, and ended up quitting a job for discriminatory issues. And I was told not to talk about any relationships that I was having because it made it made one particular person uncomfortable. So because I'm gay. Anyway, so I ended up, instead of standing up for myself or standing up for the LGBT community like I probably should have at 21, I ended up just leaving the job because I felt uncomfortable. Right. And I ended up being booked for 3 weeks with readings. And so I was like, okay, well, I guess that, yeah.
You got the hint.
Yeah.
So that terrible situation, I think I know it might sound like retribution or whatever, but I think it's, in your way, it was like Spirit's way of putting you in a lousy situation to move you out.
Yep.
You could proceed where you needed to be.
I absolutely agree. I didn't see it that way at the time, but I
hear you.
Retrospectively, I definitely see it that way.
I hear you. Yeah, I went through something difficult at work too, which pushed me into the field full time, which I should have been doing like 20 years earlier, honestly. Yeah. But I didn't because I was stubborn. Yeah. Anyways, so unfortunately, you have to go through those bad things. We had to go through those bad things to force us to be real, to be true to who we are, to be true to our gift, right? And sometimes, you know what, because we're still living in this left brain world that we're told, we should go to college, we should get some kind of training, get a good job, earn this much money, and everything's gonna be hunky-dory, right? Well, it doesn't always work out that way, obviously. So I love it that you caught on a hell of a lot quicker than I did.
Yeah, me too. Awesome. I mean, and it's not to say this work isn't a struggle or the business aspect of it isn't a struggle.
Sure.
I have struggled with the business aspect of it for years, just because I really had I should have probably gone to school for business because it would have given me a little better, but like I had no idea about, my website, setting up that, how to book, or, the protocols and all that kind of stuff, like the business aspect of things, it's taken me this long to be like, okay, I've got a system and it works and I'm good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, and it's all trial and error. I hear you. Yeah. So you just started putting your all into that career change and word of mouth, baby.
Yeah.
Right.
That I did go back to work at a school as a receptionist for about a year, and that was more just like personal things going on that like would have affected my work as a medium, and I didn't want to do that. And if I wasn't going to be doing mediumship for that period of getting my personal stuff in order, I had to have some income. And so I worked at a high school as a receptionist, which actually got me very interested in working with LGBT youth. And so I've now applied to be a volunteer for this LGBT youth group type or organization that helps LGBT youth. So that's why I had to go back to, a 9-to-5 job, was to get, because until I worked at that school and was interacting with younger LGBT people, I didn't really, it's not that I didn't care to work with them, it's just it wasn't in my thought process to do so. And because of that, it's led me to, now I'm back doing my mediumship, but now I've also got these other side and personal aspects of volunteering that I want to do and working with my own community and whatnot.
Right.
So.
I truly have to pay homage to you and give you kudos, because your lifestyle is difficult. Being a medium is difficult. So it's like you're getting bonked on both sides of your head, when people saying that what you're doing is wrong, or, honestly. So your strength of character is evident. It's absolutely evident. So off to you, buddy. I'm telling you. Yeah, absolutely. You. Oh my God, I'm totally impressed. Because how old are you, honestly?
26.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and you started this at like 5, 6.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I know, right? So right off the bat, you knew what gift you had. You just had to put it into place, and spirit had to kick you in the butt to get it moving. And if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes, Isn't it the hard lessons in our life that we learn the most from? Yeah.
That is very true.
Yeah.
And so anytime something big happens or something is going on, I try, like there are times when obviously I'm human, so I don't keep that spiritual mindset all the time of this will pass or I'm learning from this. Sometimes I do get in my head like, oh my God, why is this happening? What have I done different? What's going, but I always come back to divine timing, divine order. I am learning, I am growing, and that's what it's going to not only help me, but then my clients and then the people that I just see in my day-to-day life. And I try to center myself in that. So
that's really great. That is great. So can you tell me, what do you think in your work with spirit or with clients or whatever, what do you think for you is the most important aspect of your mediumship or the mediumship reading?
For me, I'm very happy to say, like, when people talk about their sessions with me or just the connections they get in an audience setting, they've said things like painting them back to life. And because I'm not the type of medium that's just going to list like, oh, they liked this, they were happy with this, they really liked this, like, and just put off random facts about them. Like, it may start to seem random at first, but for me, I'm very linear in my thinking. Even when we talk about like right brain aspects of mediumship, I still come with a very analytical aspect. So they really give me their personality and who they were, and the relationship, the emotional relationship they felt to the person, and really who they were, not just like a few interests, but like why they were interested in that. And because of the multiple psychology classes I took in college, that's another aspect of me, is I try to get the reasonings for why they were the way they were, what happened in their life that created it. So I might start talking about something that's happened in the later portion of their life, but then I trace it, they give me stuff to trace it back to, well, this is how they were, and they were like this because of this aspect of their life.
That's
And
really important. I totally get what you're coming from, because the evidence, while it's very important
mhm,
to establish who you're with, because we don't, as working mediums, we want to stay away from the generalities,
yeah.
that anybody can tell you that
I
you're.
got a woman here who loves you very much.
Thank you very much. Which is in itself lovely,
Hmm.
but it's still very general. So we want to stay away from that. But then also you've taken it one step further and you've established that heart link,
Yeah,
you've
yeah,
established that the characteristics, the character traits, what made them tick,
yeah,
right? You really get into their personality. That's huge, Jack. That's
yeah.
absolutely huge.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah, because like when you talk about someone you care about, you don't just list off, random facts about them. You really try to get the essence of who they are when you're trying to describe them to somebody. And when people talk about evidence, like a lot of people I notice refer to just the identifying evidence as evidence and the survival evidence as messages, which I feel like the survival evidence is still, like I said, survival evidence. So, so yeah, that's another aspect that, I love, which is like who they're with, what, who they've met up
Right.
with, when they've been around, because obviously people want to know to validate like, oh, I did feel them there, or that sign was from them, just to kind of validate their own connection as well. So along with like bringing their personality and painting them back to life, as I said, I like another important aspect is the reminding them or validating for them their own connection, so that they don't need me, unless, maybe something's going on in their life where they can't focus and be aware of those signs. So then they do need to come back to me at some point, or maybe another loved one has passed, and they need to know how that person is connecting with them because something feels off with them. But I don't want people to be reliant on me for their connection, because I'm really only here to remind them of that connection and give them the tools to further connect on their own, which then
That's
people
awesome.
tell me I'm putting myself out of a job. But I'm like, no, not gonna happen.
But will everyone have the same level of expertise, and or will they have the wherewithal or the tenacity to get to that level, where they can
Yeah,
accurately read, right? And that's the deciding factor here. That's what divides the men from the boys.
yeah.
Plain
Well,
and simple.
yeah, and with that, I like to explain to people, like, I don't want to disempower anybody by saying, oh, you can't be a medium or you can't be psychic. But to me, telling someone that who doesn't possess that gift or ability is more disempowering, because then they
Exactly.
go with it. I like to define, I like to kind of split it up into 3 different categories. Like, I like to go with intuitive. Like, everyone is intuitive, because for me, intuition is your soul's way of connecting and communicating with your conscious mind. So that's your soul communicating with you. Psychic is, where you are picking up the energy of a person, place, or thing, and the past, present, and future of that person, place, or thing. Whereas, mediumship is the connecting to the spirit world. And where I like to say everybody can connect to their own loved ones. I just have an ability or gift to connect with anybody's loved ones.
Right. That's lovely. That's actually interesting and very insightful. All right.
Thank
So everybody, so Sandy writes in, I love this guy. She loves you. Strength of character for sure. Wow, he works with LGBT youth. So wonderful. So everybody who's listening in, if you could raise your hand for me, or if you have that ability, I am just starting out with this. Oh, Donna has her hand raised. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, they figured it out. They're figuring it out. All these little hands are raising up. So what I'm going to do, everybody, I'm going to promote you to a panelist, okay? So you might need to accept it or just wait for it to happen. And what's going to happen is we're going to hear you on air, and Jack's going to answer your question, okay? So he's going to give you a mini reading, whether it's psychic or whatever you want to do. That's up to you, Jack, okay? So the first person I'm going to promote to panelist is Carrie. She was the first person to raise her hand. So, Carrie, are you there with us, sweetheart? Yay!
Oh, there we go.
Hi. I'm so excited. So, do you have a question for Jack?
I'm just very interested in hearing this, because I I like to know that I have the intuition to connect, with my own soul, but I never thought I had any sort of psychic ability.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all very new for me. And as you know, Lisa, you read for me, and it was the most touching experience I've had in my life. So I just like to mainly know that my mom is with me and who she's with now.
Okay, I will see. I always say I can cast my line to your spirit people, and try to get mom, but it may be someone else that steps in. So
You know what? That's fine. I love my people, so
Okay.
it would be a wonderful surprise.
Okay, so and you said your name is Carrie?
It is.
Okay, so I'm gonna link in here and see where I go. Okay. Okay, here. Thank you. Now, I'm not sure if this is your mom I have, but I do have a female that steps into my energy. I do feel she would have been older when she passed. I do feel with her there'd be a very matriarchal sense. I don't, when I say domineering, I don't necessarily mean in a negative way. I just feel that there was a very strong presence with her, and if she was going to say something, you were going to listen. And I feel like and I love her because like, I feel the love with her, but I also feel like I've got my checklist here, and like you're gonna like let me go down my checklist. We've got everything set. But would you also understand her to be very orderly as well?
Absolutely.
Okay, and you would all okay, thank you. And I know are you being mean? Okay, I love it because I love it because she's like you don't understand why I'm bringing this up. She like this is never a judgment, but this is what she's giving me is like, you're not as orderly as she was. You've definitely got some disarray just in general life. And it's funny because when you get those urges to tidy up, and not only tidy up, but I feel like organizational. So I don't know whether your papers are just kind of out and like mixed or whatever, but I feel like
the most disorganized person on the planet.
Okay, well, anytime, like, and it's funny because I feel like she's trying to get, and this is why she's stepping forward, is trying to get you to organize your life.
I get it.
But I love that she's, I feel like it's a suggestion, but if mom's going to give it to you, it's more of a command. It's a loving command, if you will. And I know she just wants that because I feel like there's an underlying sense of like it's kind of okay. Can you give that to me again? Because I just lost it. Okay, thank you. I feel like, are you the type to stay up in bed all night or at least 3 hours before you get to bed because you've got so many things? And I feel like that's why she's kind of coming in, because she really wants to visit you in your dreams, and I feel like you really want her to visit you in your dreams, but she hasn't. And that's because your mind is so filled, and that's why she's talking about getting your life organized and getting things in files, so that way you're not thinking about, oh, what do I have to do, or is this done, or is this fixed up, or do I need to go to do this tomorrow, or is this already done? Like, that's why she wants you to kind of get your like stuff in order, because when you do that, you're going to be able to, I feel like you're quite an anxious type of person, and I don't know whether there's some social anxiety there as well, but I know that she brings that up. But I know she brings that up as trying to quell those fears and those social anxiety issues. But I know that she again, she just keeps going back to the orderly, and I feel like that will help quiet your mind at night, so you'll be able to sleep. I'm not a sleep doctor. I'm not a doctor at all, so let you know. But I know that's what she's giving me, because I feel like for you, pictures just aren't doing it. Like, you have quite a few pictures in different rooms of your house, I feel, with your mom, and that's your way of trying to feel connected to her. But she just gives me the sense of she's there. You're just the pictures just aren't doing it for you, and
right.
she knows that the dreams will do it, because even though it's in your mind and it's a dream, for you it's more tangible. And I feel like there's a sense of you're going to have a dream, and I don't want to implant this in your mind, but I feel like this was the relationship you would have had, is like you would you and this may just be a symbol, but I feel like you guys would have no problem linking arms and just kind of walking through stores. And I don't feel like it's needing to shop for anything. It may just be going to the mall just to browse and just to spend time with each other. And I feel like you almost feel that present on, well, I'm feeling it on my right side, so you must feel it on your left. So she must have usually walked on your left side, and you might feel like this like tingling sensation or goosebumps when you're going through your like the mall and just out shopping and just browsing, and she wants to let you know that is her letting you know. And I feel like you'll get the goosebumps when you're passing something.
I have them right now.
But I feel like when you're passing things in the store, you'll get the goosebumps on your arm when you pass something she liked. And I feel like they're going to be shoes. Whether she was a shoe fiend, I don't know. But she's just showing me all these different shoes, and like, so you'll definitely get that sense from her.
This is incredible.
Well, thank you very much Thanks a lot, Carrie, for tuning in and allowing us to see your lovely face.
But yes, definitely for that dream, get your life in order. Even if it's just a few things a day, get a to-do list. Was she very much a listy type of person? Because she's wanting you to.
She wrote every single thing down, everything, and I read her list at night before I go to bed. And I want you to know that the day, a couple days after her passing, I did dream of her. And we were shopping for shoes. So I want you to know that you hit that nail right on the head there.
I love that.
Well, Carrie, thanks a lot, sweetheart.
No, thank you.
Oh, thank you for allowing me to connect to your mom.
You can reach Jack at jackmario.com. You can email him at info@jackmario.com, and also he's also on Facebook. So type in facebook.com/Jack Mario Medium, and you'll be connected directly to him. And I'll also put those on the show page so you guys can keep track of that. So Jack, moving on, can you tell me, you know me, I have a big, I call them, I'm a little OCD when it comes to integrity and honesty and being forthright. So what is your take on the ethics in mediumship? Like what's going on around us and all that kind of stuff?
I feel like there are quite a few people who are very ethical. The people we hang around with, you and I feel like we not only attract, but we require that level of ethics with our friends. Policy of, if I don't connect, and this rarely happens in the many years that I've been doing this. It has not happened very often, maybe a handful of times in the past 8 years.
Right.
And when I can't connect strongly, or when it's a slow connection, I just say within the first 10 minutes, if I'm not connecting, you can reschedule or you can get a full refund. There have only been like a couple people, like I said, in the last 8-10 years that have actually wanted the refund. Everybody has usually come back and been blown away, and they're like, okay, it must have just been an off day.
Exactly. And there could be any number of reasons, Yeah. Of course, we can't guarantee to get the exact spirit that they want. Exactly. But yeah, there's always a loved one there.
There are certain things that other people do that I don't necessarily, and I feel like it's a good reasoning, because there are people who say, don't come to see me until your person has been dead for 3 months because of the grieving process, which I definitely understand the grieving process, but for some reason I have a knack for connecting with the dead, like as soon as they pass. Like I had a woman at an audience reading that I was connecting with her sister, and I was giving all the information, and I said, she doesn't feel to be passed very long. I feel like she died. She's giving me I feel like 20, 24 or 30, like she's been gone like 24, 30 days. And she's like, no, it's been 30 hours. And I was like, what? Right. And she's like, she passed that time the morning before or whatever. She saw my event on Facebook and pop up just randomly from like days before.
There is no random, as you know.
I know, random. And she said, I just took that as a sign from my sister that we
Yeah.
needed to come. So she did.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I definitely understand there are the majority of cases that shouldn't happen, just because like in that case they really needed to know. And then and another time I had a friend call me saying, you know, someone had passed, and it was a couple days ago, and a family member was really going through some emotional stuff, like contemplating being with that person.
Mm.
And she's like, can you please, like, I know I don't want to like impose. And I was like, no, you know, if it's this, I will. And you know, I read for her, and it gave her the understanding that yes, that this loved one is with them, but they don't, but that means that they just have to figure out a different way of communicating. So that helped. But again, these are extenuating circumstances.
Right.
So I definitely understand the 3-month rule, but like, especially in audience readings, I can't.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, Jack, can you tell us, you've got a lot of upcoming events and stuff like that going on. Fill us in on what you've got going.
Well, I've got the list right here because I would forget. I have audience readings or messages from your spirits here in Arizona in Queen Creek on April 22nd. On May 5th, I'm going to El Paso, Texas, and doing a messages from your spirits there. And then I'll be back the next week after that in Gilbert to do one on May 13th. And then I'll be back in Queen Creek on May 20th. And then I'll have some back and forth between that and this next one. But I will also be in East Windsor, Connecticut for messages from your spirits. And that's going to be at... I was asked to be a headliner at the Psychic and Beyond
Nice.
Expo. So I'm also going to be in Connecticut from the 4th to the 6th for in-person private sittings along with my show on that Saturday night. And then I have something in October that I'm really happy about. I am going on a cruise, and it's a metaphysical themed cruise. And there are going to be people who are going to be teaching about astrology, past lives, past life regression. I don't know about numerology, but I think that intuition in general, yoga, meditation. I'm going to be doing a mediumship demonstration with actually a mutual friend of ours, Austin Wells.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're going to be doing an event on the ship together, and then I'll be doing private readings while we're at sea, and then I'll be going through. I forgot the ports now that I'm like right there, but I know Mazatlan is one. But that's the only one I remember.
Oh, how wonderful. That is so exciting for
Cabo
you.
is another. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. It's going to be a fun time. I haven't been on a cruise.
It's really exciting. Yeah. So tell the listeners again, or the watchers, I'm going to have to get my whole head straight about this terminology now.
Participants will say participants.
Yeah, so everybody can get, yes, so everybody can get in touch with you. Can you whisper off or dole out your contact information so
that I can do.
Get in touch with you? Yes.
My private sittings I do worldwide by Skype, nationally by phone, and then in person in Gilbert. And my private sittings are all booked through my online booking system at jackmario.com/readings. But if you go to jackmario.com and just go to the readings page, you'll see all of my available appointments. You can also email me at info@jackmario.com, and then Facebook, and then Instagram. My Facebook and Instagram are both Jack Mario Medium. So
nice.
That's how to get in contact with me.
Very good. So tell me, Jack, in a nutshell, what best piece of advice has Spirit given that you have really taken to heart and you can share with those who are watching the video?
That's a good one.
I suppose those nuggets, the little nuggets of things that Spirit want us to know.
One is definitely not only appreciate the life we're given, but the people that are in our lives. And this ties into appreciate the life we're living and really live it to the fullest. Because the majority of regrets are how they treated people, and not being around, not being present, not those are the big ones. But this kind of ties in with living our lives, but also the people, which is it's okay to back away from toxic people and situations, as long as you learn something from it, as long as there's a takeaway, because there's never this happened to me and I just had to get away from that energy. It's, you know, yes, I understand that, but like with toxic relationships I'll go with, because I've had my fair share. My biggest takeaway is, you know, don't let my voice be taken away, or don't let my presence be taken for granted. Not to say I'm better or anything, but honor that, you know, our time is precious and I'm wanting to spend my time with you.
That's
So
great.
that those are the biggest ones, is just live our lives, allow ourselves to learn from the toxic energy and then release it, and then just appreciate the hell out of the people we have in our lives.
I think that's great. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing this hour with us. As always, you're amazing, of course. Oh my gosh, I wish you well. You have such great things coming for you, you know, and you have a long life yet to live them. So
Yep.
that's pretty
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. It only gets better from here, and it's pretty
I'm
darn
hoping.
good so far. Yeah, it's pretty darn good so far. So Jack, I wish you well, my dear, and mwah, God bless you.
Thank you.
All right, sweetheart.
Bless you. Actually, it's funny. I posted something about appreciating the blessings on Facebook today. That was my morning meditation affirmation. Is I'm grateful for the blessings of today. So, thank you.
Yeah, well, we're grateful for having you with us. So God bless you, sweetie. Take care.
Bye.